welcome to Chow Time. We're going to cook up a little cowboy grub today. Now, when the cowboys were out on the ranges driving the cattle, they'd be out there sometimes for months, and the food was fairly simple. So we're going to up the modern convenience part of it, but this is a dish that they used to like to have, and that's salt and vinegar ribs. Now, the difference here is I've got pork spare ribs. These are baby back pork ribs. They obviously used beef because it was fresh for plucking. We're going to cook these in liquid first to get them all nice and tender. So I have 1 cup of water, and I'm going to add 1 cup of whiskey. Simply pour it over those ribs. And then we want to cover it with heavy foil. And by the way, figure 1 pound of ribs per serving. So this will serve 4 because obviously it's mostly bones. So 1 pound per person. And this sits in a 375 degree oven for 45 minutes. While those are baking, we're going to make a really easy sauce because that's how they cooked out on the range. So we're going to start with some apple cider vinegar, about 3/4 of a cup. Into the bowl. We need 1½ teaspoons of salt. There's 1. There's a half. And a teaspoon of black pepper. And also about 1¼ teaspoons of sugar. Perfectly measured, just like that. We just whisk this together and wait for the meat to cook. Okay, we're going to pull these out of the oven. Switch the oven to 500 degrees. Then we want to pour this liquid off into the sink. And then we're just going to pour the cider vinegar mixture all over the ribs. And when the oven is up to 500 degrees, we'll roast them for another 25 minutes uncovered. And by the way, you know what a favorite treat of the cowboys on the range was? Canned peaches. And here are my cowboy salt and vinegar ribs. Now, keep in mind that after you cook them in the whiskey, you can throw them on the grill and just occasionally baste them with the cider vinegar sauce. And they're great that way too. This reminds me of those salt and vinegar potato chips that you can buy. Kind of the same flavor. You know, at the end of a cattle drive, the cowboys would take their hard-earned money. They'd wind up in places like Dodge City, and they would spend most of their money on a great cowboy hat and great cowboy boots. And they attracted the women. In fact, there are still cowboys today, and I'm very proud to be friends with a couple of real cowboys. So, here's to you.